I lied to you guys. This video I made wasn't a true one county challenge. Apparently, some people aren't happy because in my last video they thought I wouldn't take land and grant it away to vassals after becoming a kingdom, saying it defeats the purpose of a one county challenge. But I was playing a game in Poland for our Polish friend, so how could I not form the Kingdom of Poland? But I digress. Today, for anybody who was disappointed, I will be redoing this challenge, but I vow not to hold an empire, kingdom, or duchy title for as long as I play this game. Alright. Realistically, where is the best county for this challenge? It would have to be the one with the most baronies, right? Okay, so after doing a little bit of research, I have found out there are actually 4 counties which have 7 barony slots, which is the max in the game. I think there used to be a county in Croatia which actually had 8 barony slots. It must have got nuked in an update or something. So now, unfortunately for us, there are only some counties with 7 barony slots, and a few of them are over here in this Turan Empire, and the other one, which we know very well, is actually down here in southern India. This one we know well because we actually played a game down here where we were going for a speedrun of all the technologies in the game, and the reason why this is a great area to do a speedrun is because you can see here the development is ridiculously high. So I think this is where we are going to start, but as you'll notice, we are already holding a bunch of land as well as a duchy. And this is illegal for our challenge. Of course, I promised you guys I would not be holding any title above a county. So unfortunately that means I'm going to have to do some finagling here to have a way where I can play as just the owner of the county. And hopefully this will be okay with you guys. But what I'm going to do is actually relocate my capital over here, grant this county down here, which actually is the one with 7 slots where we do want to be playing. I'm going to grant this to our brother. And then I will have to cheat a little bit, go over here, switch characters to our brother, and now you can see we are playing as a character with 1 county. We are the vassal of our brother, but we have 1 county with 7 slots, so I think we are ready to start this game out. Okay, so I just wanted to explain myself because I made all this big deal of playing as 1 county, and then I'm kind of cheating by switching characters to my brother to play in this county. But I feel like the point of doing a 1 county challenge is to see how powerful we can get from just holding 1 county the entire game. And since this time we won't be doing any offensive wars to get vassals, which will contribute to our numbers, we are really going to get to see the true power of holding 1 county. So I hope this is okay with you guys. If not, you know what? I'll play another 1 county challenge game starting as a count so it can all be totally legit. But I think we wasted enough time, so let's really dive into this game. So the whole reason I really wanted to play as this county is because since we are going to be doing a true 1 county challenge, I need the best start that I could possibly get, and this county gives it to us. Look at this beautiful land we have. Not only are there 7 barony slots, but you'll see that 3 of our empty barony slots have farmlands, which are amazing for development growth, which you can see, as well as the actual castle that is already built is also in farmlands. Our main goal will be to get our secondary castles up and running as fast as possible. However, since there aren't any tribal rulers around us, we don't have to worry about getting raided like we did in Poland. So we should have a more relaxed time in the early game here. Since we will only be holding 1 county personally, we will never be our culture head, meaning we will never be able to choose which innovation we are able to research. For us right now, our brother is actually in charge of that, and he is currently researching moats, which is what I would love to have researched first, as we need that to be able to build a secondary castle here. You can see we require the moats innovation, and for the rest of the game we will be needing some of these other innovations to be able to upgrade our castles, so we're pretty much in the hands of other players this entire game. Another interesting thing, since our religion is actually this Hindu faith, you have the choice of a bunch of different Hindu gods that you can worship, and they all give you different boosts. Of course, since I did say we are going to power hard for economy, I'm going to choose this one, which gives us monthly stewardship lifestyle experience and plus 10% on our gold income. And I, of course, will be going down the stewardship lifestyle focus because I want to pick up all of these beautiful perks over here, which will help us get our development up quicker and build buildings in our land faster as well. And now we are ready to start the game.
Here we go!
We can get the ball rolling for our income, and you can see we are starting out with 1.8 gold per month, which I have to say, pretty decent considering we just have one castle with nothing in it at all. Okay, so we finally made enough money here, and I'm going to go ahead and get started on a farms and fields in our capital. Getting this building as well as the manor houses is going to give us a great base gold income with our first castle here. So one thing I'm going to do is actually modify my feudal contract with my brother. I'm going to offer him high levies, which is an increase of 10% on the normal level, in exchange for guaranteed council rights.
Look at me, sure. I'm the steward. No.
Which should allow me to go over to our brother here, and if I go right here, you see we can demand a council position, and we of course are going to demand the position of steward because that's going to net us an extra 1 gold per month, 10% on our taxes, and a minus 10% for the building construction costs, which are all very, very valuable effects for us in the early game. Okay, we just finished our manor houses over here. You can see this brings our gold up to 4.6. So I just finished my regimental grounds here, and I think I will go with this walls and towers because it does net us a little bit of gold. Probably the pastoral lands is the better play here, or even one of these military buildings. But like I said before, I just love the way having nice walls around your castle looks like this over here. I find it looks so much better than having the shitty little fence walls like that. So we just finished our walls, so I'll go ahead and upgrade the manor houses now. Pretty much I'm just going to pump all of my money into my buildings here for this first part of the game. And okay, this is kind of crazy. So I did not expect this. My player was only 50 years old, but our son is actually decent because he does have this Midas touched education trait. So that is going to net us a lot of stewardship lifestyle experience. It looks like in about 10 years we should have moats researched, meaning we'll be able to then start creating some of our secondary castles here. So I went down the same tree as my other character here for my perks, meaning I picked up this golden obligations perk, and we've been finding a lot of secrets, and we actually found somebody with some gold, meaning we can blackmail them. And now if we go right click on them, we can again demand payment from them. So I'm going to keep doing this all game just to get me that little bit of extra gold.
Excellent.
So now we have 600 gold saved up, meaning we can go over to some of these empty baronies and we can construct castles here. So it's going to take us 3 years because I do have some of the stewardship perks that reduce the time. And I'm going to build these coastal ones first because on the coast we can make this building right here, the trade ports building, and this is a insanely important building for getting our development up as fast as possible. You can see in the later tiers, this has a huge boost to our development growth. Ooh, so this guy's hook actually gets us 50 gold.
Cheers, Mum, for the money.
What I will do with that is actually upgrade this trade ports building in the temple holding. That's in this one county, and then next I think I will upgrade also this guild halls over here once I get 225 gold. Okay, so we just finished our first secondary castle here, and I think we will go ahead and get started with the trade ports to help with the development growth, but then after that we will be getting the farms and fields and manor houses here. It's going to leave us a little bit short for units, but it will net us a huge amount of gold. Okay, so I saved up my money a little bit, and now we have enough to create our third castle here. It's going to take 3 years to finish. We also finished the mansions over here in our secondary castle, and you can see it's making us 2.3 gold on its own. So now we're making a whopping 8.7 with just 2 holdings. So I really do like the way that they make your castle holdings look different depending on what you have upgraded in it. You can see over here in our neighbors, they only have a rank 1 moat with no buildings in it, and you can see it has the shitty outpost walls and the castle in the middle. And then if you go look over here at our liege, you can see this castle here has a normal castle, but with the first rank of the bastions and curtain walls. And you can see it looks a little bit nicer with those walls. But then, if you look at our castle, we just actually upgraded our walls and towers to the second tier. Now you can see that we have these lovely little towers around our wall. So I think I'm actually going to build it down here in the jungle because it is on coast, so it will help us by making another one of these small harbors in it. And that just leaves one slot we have left to build our 5th and final castle. Okay, 4th castle finished. And one thing that I'm really looking forward to building in this one is actually this elephantry building. And we can build this because this castle is in the jungle terrain type. And this building is so cool. Not only does it give you extra knights, but you can see it increases the heavy cavalry damage, as well as reducing the building construction time for this whole holding. And the reason we want heavy cavalry damage here is because it'll actually stack nicely with all these regimental grounds which I plan on building in our lands. And you do know what it means playing in India. We have access to these war elephants which count as heavy cavalry, so all their damage is going to get boosted. So pretty unexpected death here, meaning we're now playing as our son. And he has pretty decent stats, mainly his stewardship is pretty good. At least our liege invited us to be the steward again. I guess always having this very high amount of stewardship is saving us for that. So we just finished upgrading one of our trade ports, and now all 4 of our baronies here have the lovely level 2 trade port, meaning we're getting 10% from all of those. If we look right here, you can see we're getting a whopping 40% from all of our trade ports, as well as 20% for a pop-up we just got, 10% for this technology we have, and 20% for being in farmlands, as well as 5% for the guild halls in the city barony. So if we add all that up, that is a whopping 95% bonus. Okay, I just made enough money to build our 5th and final castle holding here, so we'll get that started. And I also just got the centralization perk, meaning we are now gaining 1 whole development per month. Okay, so now that I have all my secondary castles built or being built, I think it's about time we start filling out our men-at-arms. I actually deleted our other regiment of men-at-arms that we had because I was playing super greedy, trying to get all the money we could. And of course, I'm gonna have to go with these war elephants. So their base is 250, but you can see we already have them up to 292 damage from the bonuses we are getting in our domain. And also, just as I was saying this, it looks like we have finished our 5th and final castle over here in these farmlands. We have built all these secondary castles we are able to have for this entire game, so we are at our limit. 5 domains is what we will hold for the rest of this game. So our culture just unlocked barracks, which now lets us upgrade our regimental grounds to tier 2, and the reason this is important is because it boosts the heavy cavalry damage by 2%, but it also adds a level of toughness to our heavy cavalry of 4%, and that will be pretty huge for making these war elephants even stronger. So just a little update for you guys, we're now making above 15 gold per month from these 5 holdings that we have, and we're almost at 1.5k troops. And I think our next goal in the immediate short term is to get enough money to break away from our liege here. I do want to be my own independent county. So the next thing I'm going to work on is getting our troop number up, and the way I'm doing that is constructing these regimental grounds everywhere, because they gain us a lot of levies, and I'm also upgrading them. Like we have the tier 2 one over here in the quartermaster's office. So with that paired with this regiment of war elephants as well, I'm going to pick up a regiment of armored footmen, and then I will also get 1 regiment of onagers. So now we have what's looking like a pretty formidable army. Finally, we have our first battle we are going to do this entire game. It looks like our liege is in a war, and this is literally the entire enemy force.
Gotcha, bitch!
So their commander is a lot better than us, so they're pretty much getting a +8 in this advantage. But you can see our war elephants, which are doing 322 damage now are countering their light footmen, so I think we'll get a lot of damages towards them in this battle, and we should win pretty easily. These guys really don't learn, eh? Look at this, they've come back with their army again.
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
Which is still quite weak. It's even weaker now because we killed a lot of their men. And there we go. So this time it looks like we captured them, which also ends the war. Okay, so I finally finished all of our quartermaster offices. And now you can see we brought our troop numbers up to above 2,000. Our liege here is still quite a bit stronger than us, as well as having a good amount of allies. So I don't think we're ready to attack them just yet. We'll keep building our strength for now. We have just finished this hamlets over here, and now if you check, we have built everything we could possibly build in every single one of our castle holdings. There's nothing left to upgrade. Even in these other baronies, like the temple and the city, they are fully upgraded. And we literally just have to wait now for our liege to decide to research battlements, which will let us upgrade our castles to level 2 castles, and then we'll be able to upgrade some of these buildings. However, our money won't go to waste because, like I said, we can spend it on our military, like buying some more war elephants. We now have 75 war elephants. Also, taking a quick look at the development in here, we are almost at 33 development, and our current ranking of 32 is enough to tie us with the most developed land in the game, which is currently Byzantium, and we even have one more than the Pope in Rome.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Okay, so our character just died. He actually lived to be 67, which is pretty decent, and we're now playing as our son, who we just set up a marriage with this intelligent lady. And again, this guy unfortunately went down the wrong perk tree here in stewardship, so we'll have to fix that. But I think now that we have a fresh life with our new character, I think it will be perfect to run a murder scheme eventually on this guy, and we should be able to destabilize him and break away from our liege this life. Okay, so we also finally have another 400 gold, so I'm going to go ahead and fully max out our war elephants here. So I think even though we will have less troops than most of the people we are going to be fighting in this game, we should come out on top with that, with all of these amazing war elephants. I started a independence faction here against our liege, and I think I will pass it after we murder him, and I went to go check, and if we do run a murder scheme on him, we have a 86% chance for it to go through with 95% secrecy, and that's with 0 agents. Oh, and actually it looks like he just died of old age.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
I guess we will take that. It looks like they still have a ally, but their ally isn't too strong. I'm trying to think if this is the right time to declare war on them or not. So you know what? I think it is time we do it.
You underestimate my power! Don't try it!
And he just decided to grant us independence. He didn't even require us to fight. I have to admit, I'm kind of disappointed about that. I was looking forward to using my beautiful elephants to fight with us. If we look at these neighbors around us, we actually have more troops than all of them. Except for probably some of these big kingdoms over here. Even these kingdoms don't even have that much men. What is going on over here in India? I really think more people should play in this part of the map because there are so many cool things. Not only do we have a bunch of war elephants which we can ride into battle, but we just researched this perk right here, which creates a unique type of heavy infantry, which I think are the best units in the game. The heavy infantry. So you can see the normal armored footmen would give you 32 of base damage, but these special ones actually have 42. So a huge increase. So right away I'm going to go ahead and disband all of our normal heavy infantry and replace them with these guys over here, and of course we're going to max them out. So it has been 100 years since the start of the game, and I think we are sitting pretty well right now. We have become an independent county. We are making 18.1 gold per month, have over 3,000 troops, and have fully upgraded every one of the 5 castle holdings we have, as well as having fully maxed out men-at-arms with 5 regiments of war elephants. So I said this already, but it is so annoying not being able to choose what we research. You can see right now our culture head is going for royal prerogative, while getting high crown authority or absolute crown authority will not help us in the slightest. If it was up to me, I would be going for battlements because that lets us upgrade our castles to tier 2, probably then getting manorialism or burrs because they also let me upgrade my buildings. But since we can't get that right now, I think I'll just let this game play at ×3 speed for a really long time until we finally switch to this or we get this researched. So hopefully it won't take too long, but I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, so I have this really good daughter I was thinking of trying to play as, but look at this. Every time you have a character who you think is going to be amazing, some kind of incestuous relationship is going on. I've also decided that I am going to disinherit, because what that'll mean is that now I am scheduled to play as my daughter, and she has quite some good stats here. This is not very good, or that, but if you look over here, she has 2 traits which are virtues for our religion, meaning she's going to get a ton of piety. So what we're going to try to do with her, because she will have such a lot of piety, is reform our current religion, and we will reform it so that we can hold temple holdings personally, which will net us an extra holding. We just finished researching royal prerogative. Let's go ahead and have a look at what our brother has decided to research next, and it's plus 25% naval speed. Hooray! So I guess we'll be waiting another 21 years hoping he's going to start researching battlements. I don't know what happened in the west, but look over here at our development. We now have 38 development and we're actually increasing by 1.7 per month, which is huge. I picked up the scholar perk to actually get me even more, and with the scholarship focus, that's an extra 30%. So we are at 38, right? And we go over here, and what is Rome at? 35. So we are 3 above Rome, as well as 3 above Constantinople. So I'm pretty sure that we have the absolute highest development in the whole game right now. So it finally happened. We died at 68, and our daughter looks pretty good. We've got these 2 virtues going, getting almost 4 piety per month right now, which is pretty awesome. We already have 1,000, and the first thing we are going to actually do is go down the learning tree, and oh my god, so she went down the learning tree herself, down the theologian tree, and she already has profit, which is the perk we need to reduce the cost of reforming our religion by 50%. If we go to create our new Hindu faith, you can see it will only cost us 3,000 right now, and we will also go on a pilgrimage, and we can also determine our god here, and I think the one that we're going to want is not actually gold this time, but we're probably going to want this one here for, again, 20% more piety per month. Okay, so here we are, gaining 375 piety, as well as getting, as walking the holy path. And we actually got the wise woman trait as well, which is another virtue for us. This character is going to be rolling in piety. I just hit enough learning experience to pick up the theologian perk here. And let's see, this bumps us up to 11 piety per month now.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Okay, so it is the year of our Lord 1003, 136 years after the game start, and we are ready to reform our religion here. For the symbol, of course we have to go with the elephant in honor of our lovely elephant soldiers. So let's press this button right here, and we should, as you should see in the top corner, it says we can now hold 6 domains because we get the lovely temple holding as our personal domain. This is going to net us 2.75 gold per month and 130 levies. So that was some excitement for me, but now it's back to waiting until we can finally research some of these texts. Oh, and it looks like one of a foreign culture that is similar to ours has chose to make this their research or has unlocked it. So now we are actually getting the exposure bonus, which is a plus 40% chance that we get some research done, meaning it should be done in 15 years. That's actually huge. Look at this beautiful pop-up here. We now have research battlements, which means if we go over here, we can upgrade all of our castles to tier 2, which does net us, as you can see, a tiny bit of gold, a healthy amount of levies, and then some better fort level and things like that. We will get working on that in all of our baronies at once. So that was a 2,500, around 2,500 gold investment we just put into it. But we were holding almost 10k gold, so that's fine. And speaking of memorialism, they are not researching it, but at least we are getting burrs from cultural exposure. So you'll see right here, we just finished building all 4 of our keeps. Now you can see they are looking quite nice. Of course, our capital is the only one with the beautiful walls.
I've looked at this for 5 hours now.
Speaking of which, the walls are actually the one building you can upgrade with the battlements perk. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade these all the way to tier 4. It'll take 2 years each time, but you'll see our gold income actually did go up to quite a bit. I think it was like 12 or 13 before, and now it's all the way up to 18.6. And that's just from the keeps upgrades. Once we get memorialism and we can upgrade the economic buildings, you'll see a ginormous spike in our gold income. But also our units went up quite a lot. You can see we are now at 5.2 thousand units. And look at this, we finally died at 71 years old. It looks like we drank ourselves to death. I have to say, perfect way to go. So now we get to play as our son, who is pretty decent, you know. We actually got him the wise man and the physician trait from making him our court physician for a good amount of time. And it looks like he went down the architect tree. Oh my goodness, is this another child who knows exactly what I want for them? I was gonna go down this tree so I could pick up all of these perks here to increase our building time and reduce the amount of money that we have to spend to upgrade our buildings, because as this character we should unlock burrs, which will let us upgrade all of our military buildings, but we should also get memorialism, which means we are going to be spending a lot of money on our buildings this life. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is this guy's daughter looks amazing. Not only does she have the Amazonian perk, which is the best one from the strength tree, but she has intelligent as well as fortune builder and 2 different virtues. Okay, so I just finished constructing the tier 4 walls over here in my capital, and look how nice they look. I have to say our capital is looking a lot better than everybody else's in this game. Look at these shitty little castles around. The one thing I'm kind of disappointed about in this game is we haven't had one single peasant uprising, because holding one county, it's pretty easy to keep our peasants' opinion of us very, very high. In this temple holding we have here, you can see the 3rd building is this monastic schools, which is a pretty good building on its own. It gives us some control and piety, which are 2 interesting metrics which you don't get too much of from other buildings in the game. But you know, I think I have to replace it because we could get another regimental grounds, and this will boost our heavy cavalry damage, as you guys already know. Okay, so we finally got burrs, which means we can now go into all of our buildings and upgrade all of these regimental grounds to the next tier. Okay, so our constructions should finish pretty soon here. And there we go. So you'll see our troops went up almost by 1,000 just from those 3 or 4 buildings finishing. Alright guys, 15 months and we will be done with memorialism. I'm really excited because this guy is very close to death, I feel like, and we do want to buy all these buildings as him because it's going to give us this nice discount for the cost. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go, what's happening? Hello, game. Hello. And there we go. So we got memorialism. And now you can see, look at all these things. Look at all these buildings we can upgrade. But on the coast, what I'm going to build is actually the trade ports first, because like I mentioned earlier in the video, you get a 5% bonus to your development growth in each of those. And we can go ahead and upgrade our temple as well. I have to say, I do love having all of this money and just being able to spend it like this without even worrying about running out is absolutely crazy. 4 months only to build a tier 4 trade port. Okay, so I'm just going to continuously upgrade all of these buildings until my character dies, and we'll see. Oh, speaking of my character dying. Okay, so it happened and we died, but you'll notice we are playing as our daughter, who has amazing stats, and we will be going down the architect tree. Unfortunately, this character didn't pick up any of the good architect perks, so it's going to cost us a good amount of gold to keep upgrading all our buildings like this, but we do have a lot of gold. Okay guys, so if you have a look up at this top corner here, you'll see we are now making almost 40 gold per month and have over 10,000 troops, and that's right, just as one county. So we have fully upgraded every single one of our holdings. All 6 of them have tier 4 buildings and tier 2 castles or temple. And then of course the craziest thing are all of these tier 4 trade ports giving us 20 development per month. If we have a look over here at our development, you can see it's currently increasing by 1.8, which you might think, you know, 1.8, that's not very high, I've seen higher. Well, considering that we are at 51 development and the other highest place in the world is only at 42, we are still increasing at an absolutely crazy rate. And that is only because of all of these beautiful percentage modifiers. I'll probably calculate this in post because I do not want to crunch the numbers on all these bonuses we're getting right now, but it's got to be over 200%. The other thing I think we have to do to finish this game is fully upgrade our war elephants. We have to max these guys out, considering they do 418 damage. I've increased their damage by 66% and their toughness by almost 40%. So I think I will let these elephants replenish, and I will then declare a war on our southern neighbors here. Just for fun. I know it's a 1 county challenge, but it'll be the perfect thing to send the video off on. And we don't really have anybody else we can declare war on, so I'm just going to fabricate a claim on these guys because I do want to go to war against a kingdom. I think that would be pretty fun. And honestly, I think those guys in the south of us are actually the strongest kingdom in this area. So we are kind of really flexing by taking them over. Alright guys, so I started the war, and here is our chance to get our first attack on some enemies here. And even though they are getting the defending in forests benefits here, I think we should still win this battle pretty heavily.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Considering we have all of our lovely 200 elephants here. They are currently getting countered by pikemen, but I would love to see what 200 pikemen would do against 200 elephants. Alright, let's take a look. It looks like we did a lot of damages. And yeah, our elephants killed almost 400 people without losing a single one. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave you there. I had a ton of fun playing through this game. Look, it's just amazing how powerful you can become just by holding 1 county. That being said, this county probably is the best county in the game because of all the farmlands and everything. But you know, it is still impressive considering we couldn't even choose what we wanted to research the entire time, or get any of the benefits from being a duchy or a kingdom. So I am still very happy with what we were able to accomplish this game. I'll leave you guys with me taking a little bit of land here. I hope you have a good one. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.